Guys, I'm so mad at myself right now because I keep trying to record this video and I lose my train of thought, and I don't know if it's because like I haven't done a sit down video in so long, or because I'm just not feeling it, but the video has to be made, okay? I have to do this. And this is another thing that I'm actually trying to work on this month, is that I'm trying to work on doing the things that I don't always feel like doing, because nothing will get done if you keep waiting to feel like doing something. I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like eating healthy. I don't feel like, doing my work. I don't feel like studying, things like that. So I'm really trying to work on it. And this is actually what this video is about. I'm going to be talking about just a holistic glow up. But before I get into that, let me say hello, you guys. If you do not know who I am, my name is Bala Simone, and this is a personal development channel for Black women. Bala Simone is a trainee life coach, an aspiring author. I think I'm a bit of an entrepreneur, even though I don't like working. And what else am I? I'm a hypergamous princess. I am a lovely Christian woman. I actually wanted to say I'm the manifesting princess, but I am all these things, guys. I contain multitudes. So anyway, let me get into the video. A few weeks ago, I made a video. I can't really remember. Maybe it was like 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. I made a video and it actually went viral, and I didn't really expect it to go viral. There was like a whole discussion about it. But the funny thing is, okay, let me give you a bit of context about what I said in the video. So basically, I was talking about how I used to see this guy a couple of years ago. And then, he asked me to come see him and come hang out or whatever. And he basically told me that he would appreciate it if I made a little bit of effort on my image when I go to see him. Like if I just, try to look cute nyana when I went to see him, because I always showed up looking a little bit like, like he caught me off guard, So obviously that is, the first thing you want to do when someone says that to you is like, this nigga thinks I'm crusty, and you want to be offended. So, I was ready. I was like, who do you think? Who do you think you are? Because me. And then this homie sent me a picture of myself from the last time I was with him. And needless to say, he was right. He was right. Your girl was yeah. I don't like to say mean things about myself, but I will say that I did look like I was caught off guard. So also, I did mention in the video that after that, like, it changed my perspective and, it changed my life and blah, blah, blah. And I think to give people more context about how I mean when he changed my life, I will tell you now that as a woman, when you glow up, your life changes. And this is just the fact. If you had told me, like, then, like, that I would be here now, I mean, obviously my life is not like, I'm not like rich and famous and blah, 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 blah. But the quality of life I have now, I will say that I owe a lot of it up to that moment of this guy telling me that, listen, if you could just make a little bit of an effort, because I know you a bad bitch. I know that you're a fly hunt, but if you could just make a little bit of effort, because every time you come see me, you be looking kind of, yeah. And I'm telling you, a lot of people then, when the video went viral and people had discussions about it, there were people who were like, no, that's not nice, blah, blah, blah. And this is the thing, we're so quick to take offense, but we'll get into that. This is not nice. And, yeah, then the people who are like, yeah, because I was insecure, that's why I took the advice, because the insecurities. And I was like, really? Okay. And then what else was there? I think, yeah, then there were people that actually agreed with me that, yeah, you know what, a person does tend to get comfortable, and, sometimes you need that reminder for someone to tell you that, like, just try a little bit, man, yeah, man, you understand? So I think with all the different, like, comments that came in, I didn't read everything because I don't even have Twitter. Like, it went viral on Twitter and I don't have a Twitter because I feel like Twitter is a very strange like space. But anyway, but a lot of people had so much to say about it, and I think maybe it could give some people context in this video. First of all, I think a lot of us are quick to take offense, right? And sometimes someone like that guy, when he told me this thing, it wasn't from a nasty place, and I know him, right? This is someone that was a friend of mine, and I understood where it came from. But obviously my first response was to feel offended, because obviously for someone to tell you that as a woman, especially, something about your image, it feels very but when I took time to really think about it, it helped me to improve so much, because sometimes we don't see ourselves the way other people see us. People see us objectively, and there are people who can say, no, man, she's actually really pretty. She's not wearing the right bra size. Something small like that. Or this girl is actually really pretty, but she's not wearing the right foundation for her skin tone. Things like that. But we want to take offense. And I feel like, how are you going to improve and better yourself, even if it's not just about image, even if it's certain things that you do or certain habits that you do. If someone tells you that, hey, Chomiwena, when you're drunk, you tend to say nasty things, and you're like, yeah, actually, the funny thing, now that I mentioned something about that, because I know that the lady I'm going to talk about now is not going to see this video, probably, I hope so. So my mom once told a friend of hers, right, that listen, she told her when she was sober that, listen, when you are drunk, you tend to act a certain way, and it's very unladylike. And, the lady took offense. She was like, yeah, oh, okay, because you know so much about being a lady, blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, my mom was just trying to look out for her and be a friend, because genuinely, when she's drunk, she acts like a fool. And this is like a pretty lady, a very, very beautiful lady. But in her mind, she took offense. She's like, yeah, now Tabsing thinks that she's better than us. She thinks that she's more ladylike than us, which she is, because my mom is a fabulous ladylike queen. Anyway, so things like that, where if someone just gives you that tip, would say, you tend to do this, maybe ganje, or you could better yourself here. And you don't know how that could change your life. You don't know how that could change your entire life. I have a friend of mine, she dresses really, really well. And we've been friends for years and years and years. And every time I would go to her place, when we were getting ready to go out somewhere, she would change my outfit and put me in like an outfit that she had, right? She would change me. She'd be like, friend, instead of this, wear fagale two-piece, or instead of this, fagale tie to fagale skipper, or fagale, you know what I mean? And had I taken offense that time, I'd be like, this girl thinks that I can't dress. And the fact is, she dresses better than me. So I need to be at least like, actually, my friend is looking out for me. You can't know everything as a person. There are places where you are strong and places where you are not. And it's nice for someone to tell you, you know what? You're not looking at yourself the way I'm looking at you. Because my friend, and the fact is, me, I wear black leggings and jackets all the time, I have a set uniform. I'm not really like someone I'm not like a fashion type of person, right? But because now she's become someone who's almost like a personal shopper for me. I'll tell her, anytime that you go to the mall, anytime you go wherever to buy clothes, I'll pay you, I'll buy the clothes from you, right? And she has that eye. So sometimes a friend of yours is trying to give you advice and say, if you can better yourself here, and this could better the quality of your life, you never know where it's going to go. You know what I mean? I will say this, like when that guy told me that, I started to look at myself different, and I started to make more of an effort to, my presentation. I started to look at myself and be like, if someone can see this, imagine all the people who are looking at me looking crusty and they ain't said nothing. And I need to be grateful to this person because he said this to me. And we don't want to admit that our image is very, very important. And I think, when we talk about glowing up, of course, we talk about the image, which, you glow up, blah, 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 blah. A lot of the femininity coaches talk about, how to dress and blah, blah, blah. And then people judge them online and be like, yeah, these girls pretend that all you need to do is just throw on a blouse or do this and da, da, da. But sometimes you never know that how it's going to change your life, because I kid you not, I don't think, if that guy didn't tell me that and I didn't like put a little bit more effort into my looks, I don't even think I would be in the relationship that I'm in right now. And that's just a fact, because men are visual creatures, right? Men are visual creatures. And it's so fascinating how, as a woman, you pull different types of men according to a certain look that you have, right? There's actually a girl who made a video about this where she spoke about how when she has longer hair, she attracts men like this. When she's got short hair, she attracts men like this. When she's like this, and that's just how it is, right? So when I say that I don't think I would have been in this relationship, it's not about like wearing makeup every day, which is also another thing that people said about the video. They were like, oh, wearing makeup every day. I wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about being presentable to the best of your ability, of course. There are many things about myself that I could improve. I know this for a fact. And, I'm going to be using these next 6 months to improve those things that I'm very well aware of, or that some people have told me. My friend, the same one that I'm telling you is, good at like dressing and whatever. She calls me almost daily and she asks me, what are you doing to be the Palestine you want to be? What did you eat today? Are you reading enough? Did you go to the gym? Things like that. But imagine if I was someone who was going to be offended and be like, "Lo funa control," and she wants to control my life and tell me that I must go to the gym or whatever. My friend tells me that the life that you want, Palesa, ibatla fika. You know that the life you want, ifuni fika. So it's either you're real with yourself or you're not. But now that I'm talking about glowing up, I want us to talk about this. We have 6 months left of this year, right? So I'm going to be doing a glow up challenge for myself, and if you guys want to join me, we can do this together. So one thing I'm focusing on July, as it is the month of July. What I'm focusing on now is 3 things, okay? I'm not trying to overwhelm myself and be like, yeah, I need to no. And with everything comes sacrifice. So there are things that I'm going to be sacrificing, and there are things that I'm going to be focusing my energies on, so I can really glow up. Because by the end of this year, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna give these as examples. The 3 things that I'm focusing on right now are beauty. I'm focusing on education, as I am a trainee life coach, and I just need to wrap that up real quick, finish, so I can focus on studying something else. I'm focusing on beauty, education, and I'm focusing on, what's the other thing? Where is it? Why am I forgetting? Oh, and I'm just focusing on just my mind and my spirituality and stuff like that. So these 3 things are obviously going to need certain sacrifices. For one, my education, right? I'm a trainee life coach. I'm studying to be a life coach. It's going to need me to study. And it's not just going to need me to study my books, because it is a personal development vocation, if I may say. I'm going to need to do a lot of personal study. So I've been reading more. I've been reading more personal development books. I've been teaching myself how to become a coach by watching, coaching videos, or, engaging with people who are seeing life coaches, so I can better myself. So that's one thing in my life that I know I'm going to glow up in that sphere. We can't just look at glowing up and say, beauty, yes, I'm wearing longer lashes, I'm getting a new wig, and I'm laying the edges different. No, these are all, different aspects. If you truly want to glow up, you have to holistically glow up. So now I'm focusing on, okay, how can I make my skin better? How can I make my body better? Things like that. So obviously now I know the sacrifice is, I can't just be drinking every night. I can't be eating pasta whenever I feel like it. I can't be eating ice cream, even though I have a weakness for ice cream, you guys. And the thing is, I'm lactose intolerant. But anyway, I can't be eating ice cream whenever I feel like it. I can't be drinking whenever I feel like, things like that. So those are the sacrifices. And obviously it doesn't sound like fun, but if you truly want to have something, there's something that has to be sacrificed for it. So I know, I need to be taking care of my skin. I have to go for my facials. I have to sleep on time. I have to do my night routine, my morning skin routine. I have to drink enough water, things like that. That is another glow up. And these are the small things that you feel like, no, but that doesn't matter. Me, I already drink water. I already, no. But if you want to intentionally glow up, you're going to have to sit down and say, how do I better myself? And these are things, even if you have to sit down and be like, actually, when was the last time I went to the dentist to check on my teeth? You know, when was the last time I went to the optometrist to check on my eyes? Things like that. You don't understand the quality of life you can have from just improving smaller nyana things about yourself that then become like a grander thing where someone looks at you and they're like, wow, Palisa's skin is so gorgeous. Or Palisa, wow, like you look so healthy, you know? And all I have to do is just like buy my supplements. But it's not something that I gave attention to, let's say, if I'm just like living everyday life and I'm not living intentionally trying to like glow up. So the next 6 months is definitely going to be me glowing up, doing my best. You know what, if you guys don't see the differences, I don't know. But I'm going to be, you know, putting a lot of my energy into glowing up. Actually, if you want to join me, you can join me. Focus on 3 things. You don't have to focus on too many things and overwhelm yourself, and then come August you're already bored and you don't want to do it. Come September you ran out of steam, because there are things that you're going to take on into the next month, right? If you're going to focus on beauty, you can also be like, okay, I want to focus on my wardrobe. So this month could be you saying, okay, cool, I'm going to take out all the clothes that I don't wear, which is something I do pretty often. I take out all the clothes that I don't wear, I give them away. Obviously, you're not going to be able to replace all those clothes right away or whatever, but you build your wardrobe. So you look at things like, okay, there are staple pieces. If you know that, okay, I need black jeans, or I need a lighter jean, I need a jacket, I need you know, there are videos that show you how to build your wardrobe that you can have literally like 30 pieces, but then you're just accessorizing them and you have so many more outfits because you know how to accessorize. You can wear the pencil skirt with that jacket, the jacket with this jean, this jacket again with the white jean, you know, things like that. There are things like that on the internet, easily accessible. That is another glow up, but sometimes we don't pay attention to things like that. If you want to focus on your finances, that's another thing. You want to focus on finances. Finances are a very big factor on glowing up, because obviously you're going to need the means, especially if you're going to be focusing on beauty, you know? You have to have the means, and you see, okay, I'm taking a lot of money and I'm spending it on my weekends. And on my weekends, sometimes I don't even know what I'm spending my money on. Guys, for example, Mina, this weekend, I don't know where I'm so, like, I literally, on Monday, I was so mad at myself because I'm like, where did my money go? But also, I just have the tendency to be, I'm like I don't know what to call it, but you know when someone is drunk and they spend a lot of money? I'm that type of person. I'm a drunk spender. And my thing is, I like nice things. I like to eat nice. I like to drink nice things. And I'm very generous. So I'm the type of person, if you're sitting with me, I will buy you a drink. I will buy you food. I will make sure you're good. If you need me to pay your Uber, I will pay your Uber. And it's not, as much as it's not a bad thing about me, it does really affect my overall expenses because, you know, obviously someone has to have good financial health. So with things like that, I sat down, I'm like, okay, how can I become better? Obviously, I need to go out a lot less. And it will be beneficial for me to go out a lot less because I'll have more time to do other things. I'll have more time to read. I'll have more time to focus on just other things that I want to focus on. And yes, it doesn't sound like fun because gumnandi weekend. But if you genuinely want to improve your life, there is always a sacrifice. There's always a price. Let me not even say a sacrifice. There's always a price because the universe's economy works just like the worldly economy. That's how they work. You give something, you get something, right? Okay. So next, we're talking about the next coming months. You focus on these 3 things for this month. But Lisa, what if I'm not done with focusing on my finances? Do I just let it go and in August I focus on something else? No, you take on that thing in August, okay? Even with me, I'm obviously not going to be done with all my studies this July. That I'm not going to be like, okay, I need to finish everything July and then I'm overwhelming myself. No, you focus on those things bit by bit. The good thing is, if you're focusing on these things and you're saying, I'm only focusing on these 3 things, it's easier for you to give your energy to these things because as much as we think that we can multitask, actually we can't. We cannot. It's easier for me to, at the end of the day, be like, what did I do with the 3 things that I want to focus on? What did I do today for my beauty, my education, my finances, or whatever else? What have I done? Then I can be like, okay, cool. I drank enough water today. I did my morning skin routine or my night skin routine. I can say with my education, I read 10 pages of a personal development book, which is something I do every day. I read in the morning, I read before bed. I studied a little bit or whatever. I gave 2 hours of, the time that they take our electricity, the load shedding. I gave those 2 hours to studying, because it's better for me to focus. Or if you're working, I gave these 2 hours to like improve myself at my job, or just like really apply myself into a project that I'm doing. In your finances, how did I spend my finances? Okay, cool. I was conscious about my spending. I didn't buy anything unnecessary. When I went out and said, Balisa, you're going to buy bread, you went and you bought bread. You didn't buy bread and an ice cream and a chocolate. Do you understand? So it's smaller things like that, but they will overwhelm you if you try to pack everything on and be like, me, I want to change 360. Yeah, I want to change and I want to change quick. No, it's smaller things that you do that overall, by the end of this year or by September, you look back and you're like, wow, all these little small things, they build like a whole mountain, right? Because, they say that the man who moves mountains starts by throwing away the small stone, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, guys, let me get into the book plug. So this month, I am reading this book. It's Shadow Work by Danielle Massey. I will give you a clearer little thing here. I'll put a chair. So I bought this book actually at Exclusive Books. But if you're not going to be able to get it at Exclusive Books, I do advise that you look for it on Takealot. If it's not on Takealot, you can obviously order it from any Exclusive Books. They order the book for you. They give you the book. I'm obviously not done with the book. I'm left with the bottom pages. So I'm like about more than halfway through. But so far, this is a good book. And the reason why I'm reading a book about shadow work is because there's nothing more important. As I don't think there's anything, we were in a very let's manifest, let's improve, let's but you still have internal issues. That's why we have self-sabotage. We can't maintain things. You attract the relationship or the guy, but the relationship is not like a quality relationship, or you lose the guy, or you have the money and you lose the money. It's because we don't do our shadow work. So I had already made a video about shadow work for beginners, I think a year ago, a long time ago. But I would advise that you get this book if you don't really know what shadow work is about or how to do your shadow work. It will come in handy, because I kid you not, you're going to be doing shadow work for a long time, especially if you're trying to improve and manifest a better life for yourself. You have to do your shadow work. There's no two ways about it. So I'm reading this book because the glowed up version of me, she needs to not come with the problems, the issues, okay. So guys, I think that's about it with this video. I don't know, what else did I leave out? I think that's about it, you guys. Thank you for watching, and if you are not already subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. And if you don't already follow me on my other social media platforms, your Instagram, TikTok, please do follow me. Here's the handle right here, and thank you for watching.